What's up guys, my name's Erupt and welcome back to another Black Ops 3 video. And in today's video, as you can probably tell from the title, we're going to be looking in depth into two best class setups for Pubstomping. So as you can tell, I've already done a video on how to get more XP and win more games quicker so you can rank up, but this is actually going to be in depth at the two classes that I probably discussed somewhere along that video, and I'm just going to be showing you two of the best classes in my opinion that I use frequently and as much as possible to win games just in general. But instead of doing a best class setup, I'm probably going to refer back to this video if you guys ever need to look up some best classes, because these are the only two classes that I really use. I just stick to an AR and an SMG type of class, and I'm actually going to split two specialists to go along with these both classes. You can either mix and match these specialists, but I prefer to put them separately to each class. So without further ado, let's get into our first class up, and this is the SMG. So the Pharo is the SMG I've chose today, and it's actually got three attachments. I'll go through them now. We've got the grip, obviously for aim. We got the laser sight for close combat gunfights that you never win usually, but this will actually get you readied up all nice and quickly, and it still gives that style of the Cheekum CQB from Black Ops 2. That's why I love this attachment so much. It just equalizes it and makes it perfectly the same as the old 4-burst SMG. And then lastly, I've got stock, and I will explain that in a minute, but it's mainly to do with coming around corners. So for this specialist, I've actually picked firebreak, and the reason for that is because this SMG is not the weakest gun, and it has actually got a real small mag. Obviously you can change one of the attacks to go to extended mag, but I just really don't find that good enough if you're looking to get an accuracy on an SMG that's not really known for its accuracy at all. So that's why I've picked a lot of accuracy based perks. If you want to change to that, then obviously you can go away with that, but as I was saying, you can't really clear out an entire hill frequently. You can do it sometimes, but not frequently, unless they're all like spread out all together. You can kill them all at the same time. So for that reason, I've actually picked the Firebreaker and the Purifier subclass for this whole SMG best class setup, and that's the reason because you can just literally spin in a 360 in a hill or something like that, or just about any game mode, and you can set a lot of enemies on fire. A really short to medium distance that can just pulverize enemies and just completely melt through a lot of enemies, literally, in fact, because it is a flamethrower. So the perks for this class and both classes are actually alertness. See enemies coming from certain parts of the map. If they're mid to short range, then you can see which direction they're coming from. The brighter the red, the closer they are, of course. But as a reserve to this, you can also pick Afterburner, which puts your thrust, it regenerates it quicker. Or my personal favorite is Flak Jacket, just because you can survive 2 wraps instead of 1, and you can also just absorb a lot of grenades on games like Domination or Demolition, as I said. So for perk 2, as I was mentioning earlier with the stock, I've actually got nothing here, and that's because I've attached 3 attachments to both classes, so you don't exactly need stock in either of these classes. That allows you to have 3 attachments, and you don't need fast hands. What stock actually makes up for is lifting your gun and turning quicker around corners when you're aimed in, so you don't exactly need fast hands, and that's why I've missed out, as I said, perk 2. And lastly for perk 3 is the tac mask. Obviously you can ignore EMPs, shock charges and flashbangs with all of this good stuff, so that's why I like it. It's a really effective perk, and you won't even notice you're using it much, but when all your teammates are flash and you coming around corners and you see all these stun grenades in, you won't even notice them because you've got tac mask on. So moving on guys to the last class setup in this video is actually an AR class setup, and this is the M8A7. As you guys probably would have guessed already, it has got to be the best, and with this buff, the best AR in the game at the minute. So we've obviously got with this buff a faster shooting AR, and it's 4-burst and it's long range, so it's just the master weapon at the minute, gun to get good with. So the 3 attachments I've got with this are actually the Elo sight, which is like a half cut off red dot, and it's much better than the red dot, may I add, because it gives you a lot more room to look over the gun, and you just get a less framed in and a less compact aiming kind of stance when you're in there. So next we actually have the quick draw. This is standard on assault rifles, especially for something that's really effective at close range, for an AR for that matter. So obviously with the quick draw you can lift your gun up quicker, so you're ready quicker for gunfights, and obviously if an enemy's coming closer to you with an AR, it's essential that you lift your gun up quicker, and it's really good to just balance you out when you're in a close combat gunfight for an assault rifle. And then lastly, as I mentioned, is stock. So with this you can aim quicker, and it's really good when you're aiming in, and enemies are all obviously in this game stock, and in Advanced Warfare stock became like one of the most effective things, because an enemy can go from standing still, perfect kill stance, ready for you to just destroy them, to them just floating away, you losing your composure really quickly. So that's why I love stock on this. And for this class I've actually picked the scythe, because we're all about power in this class, and we're all about mid-range and long range. So the scythe depth will just be able to stand in a nice situation and just destroy them from the spawns. Perfect for demolition if you're leveling up. And then obviously we've got the M8, which just goes long range if you're not too tempted to go closer to the spawn to get that spawn trap on. So guys, that's all for today. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Tell me below what changes you would make to these classes, and tell me if you've enjoyed the video, and if you want to see any more Black Ops 3 videos, and what on exactly, because I've got a lot of videos planned, like an unboxing for the supply drops. I've actually got loads of crypto keys to show you in the next video. But that's really it, guys. Remember to tell me what you would change about this class, and did you think these classes were good? So guys, be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, share this on your social media for more Black Ops 3 tips, tricks, news and updates in the community. My name's been Erupt, and have a